Hey guys, WubbyReacts. Today we're going to be reacting to a couple shorts, but only because I left it to last second, so let's have a look.
What was the most inappropriate thing a sibling did to you? When I was
Okay, interesting start.
around 14 years old, my older brother decided to play a rather dangerous prank on me. He managed to lure me to the side of the shed by pretending he had something interesting to show me. Little did I know, he had a .22 rifle pointed directly at me. Without warning, he pulled the trigger, and I felt an intense pain in my chest. Looking down, I discovered a small piece of metal embedded in my sternum. It turned out that he had removed the lead from the bullet and replaced it with tin foil. Thankfully, the bullet didn't penetrate beyond my bone, but I was left with a massive bruise the size of a baseball. While my brother found the whole situation hilarious, I couldn't quite see the humor in being shot. He even claimed that he knew it wouldn't kill me because he had tested it on a watermelon. I had to explain to him the vast difference between watermelon rind and human tissue, but he stubbornly stood by his research. I suppose I should be grateful that I didn't try to dodge the bullet and end up taking it in the eye instead. Maybe one day I'll write a book about this crazy incident. What was the most inappropriate?
Wow. Okay.
What horrifying experience did you have raising your child? It was absolutely terrifying when I went to get my 9-month-old son after his nap and discovered that he had lost all movement on his left side. He had been perfectly fine before he went to sleep, but when he woke up, everything had changed. His smile was only on one side of his face, and his left hand and foot were completely immobile. We spent 3 agonizing days in the hospital, undergoing numerous tests, and finally, the doctors determined that he had suffered a massive stroke. The neurologist even mentioned that it was one of the most severe strokes he had ever witnessed in a child. He told me to prepare for a lifetime with a severely disabled child who may never walk, talk, or use the left side of his body. The good news is that this story has a happy ending. Despite the dire predictions, I threw myself into learning everything I could about the brain and cognitive development. I committed to doing all the therapy they recommended for speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. And then I went the extra mile by doing whatever I believed could assist, considering my research. He's on the verge of turning 13 and is just your typical, cheerful, and gifted teenager. What horrifying experience did you have raising your...
Okay, that's not too bad.
Teachers, has a student ever made you cry? I had a student in my class who was a huge jackass, but there was something strange about him. On the surface, he disrupted class, made fun of quiet kids, stole things, and got into fights often. But the more I observed, the more I noticed he was deeply insecure and afraid of something. I started being nicer to him, something other teachers weren't doing. Once I started doing this, he became much calmer in my class. Then one day while in detention, he opened up to me out of the blue. He told me that 2 years ago, his father went insane, unalived his mother, then unalived himself. He told me that after this happened, he started inflicting pain onto others as a coping mechanism. He said nobody knew this about him, he had no friends, and other teachers didn't like him. And so for the rest of the year, I made sure to check up on him regularly and help him study. On the final day of the year, he brought me a note in which he wrote about how I changed his life. He thanked me for looking past his facade and realizing that he was actually a severely damaged person who needed guidance. 32 years later, I still keep that note in my wallet. Teachers, has a...
I think I found something. Here, let me get it. Oh, it's an L for you.
I cheated on you with your brother and I'm pregnant with this baby. You did what? It just happened, okay? I couldn't keep it a secret anymore. I had to tell you. How
Okay.
long have you been keeping this from me? About a month. I wasn't sure at first, but after I took a few tests, I knew it was from him. I can't believe you. 4 years down the drain. I've spent so much money on you, it's not even funny. Womp womp. What is your issue, Mary? Oh, you whipped out the real name. Relax, okay? It was a mistake. And since your brother's going to the military, I thought me and you could raise it together. Doesn't that sound nice? Our own little family. It's not our family. It's my brother's. This baby also isn't my responsibility. You're completely on your own. You're really just gonna leave me like this? Yeah, what the heck? Did you really think I'd agree to that sick plan? Well, yeah, because you love me. Correction, I loved you. You're dead to me now. You can't go. What about my child? Again, not my problem. You're so evil. Oh, look at you, getting the good old consequences of your actions. First time. Hey, Marvin. Did you not understand what I meant when I said you were dead to me? Most people would realize that means you shouldn't talk to that person anymore. I have something to tell you. What now? It was a prank. Bruh. I cheated on you with...
Sorry it was such a short one, but thanks for watching. Tomorrow's won't be this short.